I'm nervous. Okay. Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different from my channel. I have recently been getting a lot of messages asking about my weight loss and various questions surrounding that. So I thought, why not do it in a video? I have always been totally open and honest about my life, including my mental disorder. So I figured, why not be open and honest about this part of my life as well? So I am not a dietitian or nutritionist in any way. I am just sharing my experience with you and how I managed to lose the weight that I'm still trying to lose. Just know it wasn't an easy battle. I just have gotten so many messages asking for questions and advice. So I thought a giant collective video would serve the most helpful. So some basic information about me. I am 22 years old as of this past September, and I am 5'7". I started my weight loss journey on January 16th of this year, so 2017, and have been through a ton since that time. So this is going to be like my first time saying it out loud because I always hid my weight from everybody, but my starting weight on January 16th was 268.2 pounds because yes, I'm that specific that I want those 2 pounds noted in there. And as of this morning, I weighed in at 203 pounds, so I have lost 65.2 pounds. So like I said, I never really told anybody how much I weighed. Even at this point in my life, I am very secretive. I just tell people, like, if they ask how much I've lost, I tell them. I don't tell them where my starting or where my current weight is, just because I've always been so ashamed of my weight, and I had never come to terms with exactly how big that I was. So at my heaviest, I was wearing a XXL sports bra, like from Old Navy, an extra large top from Old Navy. My bra size was 42 triple D, and pants I would wear anywhere from like a 16 to an 18. Pants were always an issue for me because I have massive thighs, and I was convinced that they would never get any smaller. But I am now wearing a size 12 in jeans, a size medium top, which is what this one is from the Gap. My bra size has gone down to a 38 double D, and from Old Navy I can wear like a larger extra large sports bra. So yes, I think those are all of the stats that matter. But the weirdest measurement change for me, I think, was that my starting shoe size was a 10 and now I'm down to an 8.5. Not sure how I lost an 1.5 inches on my feet, but new excuses to buy shoes. So I have battled with food and with my weight for as long as I can remember. When I was in 3rd grade, my parents sent me to a dietitian at our local hospital, and it really only went downhill from there. At 14, I was diagnosed as bulimic, and then 16 started leading into my mental disorder of bipolar disorder and anxiety. So I have always been unhealthy in some way, whether it was mentally with food or something. There was nothing in my life that was a constant. So for me, I think I turned to comfort in food, especially when my parents started arguing leading into their separation and later divorce. Food was just the one thing I could rely on. It was the one thing that never changed in my life. And then I would get manic about the food that I ate, which led into my bulimic tendencies. So it was a roller coaster. The lowest weight that I can remember being is 196, and that was when I was 16 and I had my gallbladder removed. So that is like where my mind is going. So it's weird to think that in 7 pounds, I'm going to be the lowest I have been in 6 years. So because of my weight and my medical history, I was borderline diabetic. And that did also run in my mother's family, so I was at a greater risk, but I never really took my health into consideration. It never seemed like something that would affect me. So thankfully I worked my way past that danger zone, but because it is in my family's genetics, it is still a concern. But I was also diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome, which makes it harder to lose weight as it affects metabolism and all of those things. So that is like my entire history, just to give you some reference and frame of mind on that. So the question that I get asked the most is, what made you decide to start your diet? Like, what was the trigger starting point for you? So obviously, like I said, I have yo-yoed for years and years and years, and I had just started to accept that my weight was getting higher and higher and that I was always meant to be fat. That's just who I was going to be as a person. But then at one point around 250 pounds, I remember saying to my mom that if I hit 300 pounds, I will kill myself. And I think the scariest part of that statement was that I truly meant it with like every part of my being. I had attempted 2 or 3 times before, so I think in my mind I knew that was it. That was going to be almost like setting a date for myself, if that makes sense. Like that was just going to be the end of it for me. And I didn't do anything to stop it at that point. And looking back on it, I was using my weight as an out. I had been depressed and anxious for years. I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere in my life. And I was using my weight as my excuse, as my out. And then, so when I stepped on the scale in January and I saw that I was only 32 pounds away from essentially the end of my life, I decided that I wasn't ready yet, that I wasn't going to be that person, that I wasn't going to let my mental disorder and my eating disorder be the end of me. Like I wanted to go down fighting. So that is what started my eating healthier and my lifestyle change. So my most asked question is, how did you lose the weight, or how are you losing the weight? So I had a gym membership from my previous attempts to lose weight. Even when I was in New Brunswick, I was still an active member of the gym just because it was the perfect escape for me from my anxiety. It was about 5 minutes away from the school, was off campus, so it was a place where I was able to distance myself and just be by myself focusing on something. And I work retail, so I'm on my feet all day, so automatically I knew that food was my problem. I decided that I would benefit from counting my calories, so I downloaded an app called Lose It, which is one that I had used previously on all of my journeys. And I liked this one because I was able to plan in advance. I did upgrade to the premium membership or whatever because I am such a number-based person. I needed to know my weight by the exact point decimal, and seeing how my day was made up by what percentage of fats, what percentage of carbs, and what percentage of protein helped keep me on track and made sure I was eating the right foods. So that's why I picked that one over MyFitnessPal. So yeah, I counted every calorie that I ate, even if it was bad. If I was at work and somebody brought donuts and I couldn't resist and I ate a donut, I still counted it. The biggest thing is holding yourself accountable for it. So I knew there was no point in lying to myself about it. I needed to accept that yes, I'd eaten that donut. Maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. And then I got upset because I see it as 280 calories that I didn't even like. So it's being able to look at it and see and find your patterns. And for me, I knew if I ate over a certain amount of carbs every day, then my weight would go up. So it's all about finding what works best for you and for your body. I did try the keto diet for a while, but I'm working my way out of that just because of fainting at work and everything. But yes, so hold yourself accountable. That is the biggest thing that you can do to help yourself lose weight. It is a slow race. It is not the fastest process in the world. It is so much easier to put the weight on than it is to take it off. But I have started to find enjoyment in getting the weight off and eating healthier foods and just feeling better about my life. So back to the how are you losing the weight. I do go to the gym. Like I said, I use the gym as my escape from my crazy personal life and in my mind. So cardio is my favorite without a doubt. I love the treadmill just because, I don't know, it feels more real to me, I guess. I understand using like the stationary bike or an elliptical, but my body just doesn't react to it the right way. So I use the treadmill. I have recently gotten into running, so I'm really excited about that. But every time I go into the gym, I know what I want to do and I know what parts of my body I want to work out and train. And especially being on the treadmill, I keep it different every time. I like to keep my body guessing and not get into a routine of anything. So I do also strength train. I lift weights, not as much or as committed as I would like to be, but just because I have to do more research on it for sure. But I don't know, I like it, and I don't really do it with a goal in mind, just to feel good. So I like to see how far I can push myself and what results I can get out of that. So if it works, it works. So another question that I get asked all the time, and is one that I researched myself, is what secrets worked for you? I don't think there is any secret to weight loss. I do not drink nearly as much water as I should. I don't go to the gym every day. I still eat frozen yogurt and I love cheesecake. But like I said, there are little things that you can do just to find out how your body works. Like I said, for me, it was carbs, and I loved bread, but I wasn't obsessed about it, so it was easy for me to reduce the amount that I was intaking every day and making sure I was eating more protein than I was a starch and incorporating more vegetables into my life and just finding the veggies that I liked. I don't like beans, I don't like onions, I don't like tomatoes. Like, there are a ton of foods that I don't like. Can't stand bananas. But I know that I love carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and all of these things that I can't eat. So I'm just making sure that I'm incorporating them into all of my meals. Even when I'm really busy at work, whatever my day off is, I like to meal prep just so that I'm not tempted to eat out or eat unhealthy when I'm packing my lunch for work when I'm rushed. So that has made a huge difference. And I don't know, like, I still sit in front of the TV to eat dinner because if there's a Raptors game on, I'm not missing it. So I don't know. I drink a lot of green tea. I drink a green tea every morning on my way to work and before I go to bed. So I guess that's my secret. I love green tea. What advice would you give somebody that wants to lose weight? Just start. For me, I just picked a random day of the week that I woke up and decided I wanted to live. So it doesn't matter if you start on a Monday, a Friday, the end of the month, the beginning of the month, New Year's, like, it doesn't matter. Just do it for you. Because at the end of the day, like, in a week, you could be 2 pounds lighter than you are today. It's all about the small changes that you make in your life and finding what works for you. Because if you're on a diet and you're miserable about it, you're not going to succeed and you're not going to be able to make it last into your long term. So I think that was the difference for me, is I've been doing this for 10 months and I don't feel like I've restricted myself out of anything, because if I want cake, I'm gonna eat cake. I just kind of like adapt my day around it to be different. Like, if you know in the coming weekend you're gonna go out and you're gonna have a nice dinner with your friends, build yourself up about it. Don't belittle yourself about all the calories and the food you're gonna eat. Make yourself feel good knowing that you've earned that and you've worked for that dinner and you're going to go and you're going to enjoy socializing with your friends. And you can tweak even the morning of your day to eat a healthier breakfast or a lighter lunch, just so that you are not feeling so sick and mad at yourself at the end of the day, because you deserve to treat yourself with the little things. And that was something I had to learn, because I would always beat myself up about things. So for me, it was just finding a way that I could enjoy the foods that I liked without restricting myself. So if I go to Menchie's for frozen yogurt, I just get less toppings, or I like pick the top 2 that I really want. Or if I go to McDonald's, I get it without the bun, or I skip the fries, just because I want to enjoy what I'm eating. And I don't even miss French fries anymore. I used to rely on them so much, but now whenever I have them, all I can taste is salt. That is like the biggest thing that has changed in my weight loss. All I can taste when I eat fast food is salt, and it is not a good tasting food. Or addition, seasoning, whatever. Not a fan. So biggest piece of advice that I can give you is don't beat yourself up about anything. If you binge, accept it, hold yourself accountable to it, but move on. That is something that I struggled with for more than half of my journey, and I lost so many nights of sleep over it. I spent so many days upset about it, and it's not worth it. The weight will come back off. It is not the end of your journey. If you are committed to bettering yourself, that will overcome the need to get Pizza Hut. And if you do get Pizza Hut, enjoy it. Because there have been days where I got it just because it was all I could think about, and then even after, I didn't even taste it because I was just feeding this voice in my mind that wanted it. And it was a waste. So looking back, I wish I just enjoyed that Pizza Hut. But weight loss isn't a smooth downhill slope. It is one of the rockiest rides ever. You will go up and you will go down. But if you look at it in the long run, it is a gradual decrease. Slow and steady wins the race. I know how cliche that sounds, but it's true. So I still have about 30 or 35 pounds left to go, just because I think saying I lost 100 pounds would be really cool and really monumental for me. But I don't have like a specific number in mind. I've been working with my doctor on where I think my goal weight should be, just based on my height, my age, and whatever. But I just want to be happy and healthy and confident in myself and proud of where I've come from. So I don't know. So yeah, that is some answers to a lot of the questions you guys have been asking. I hope somebody found it helpful. If I can help or motivate even one person, then it was worth bearing my heart and soul into this video because it made me really anxious, because this is something that I've hidden from a lot of people for a long time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support as I've been going on this journey. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope, like I said, you find it helpful. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.